Hi, today it is 5th of March. Back in 1931, on this day, the Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Now, if you want to understand the impact of this pact on the course of Indian freedom struggle, we need to have a little bit of backward as well as forward linking of Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Now let's understand. In 1929, for the first time at the Lahore session under Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress demanded for the very first time Purna Swaraj, and on that very day, 26th of January 1930 was announced to be the Independence Day. The British are now under some sort of new pressure that the Congress, which had so far been asking for Swaraj, that is dominion status, is now asking for Purna Swaraj, complete independence. Along with this, Gandhiji has been now authorized to launch his next mass movement. The first one was that non-cooperation movement of 1920, and this time it is going to be the civil disobedience movement. It is yet another pressure on the British. And not to forget the international scenario at that time, 1929 onwards, it was the Great Economic Depression. Now, Britain is under tremendous pressure, be it globally, nationally, or in India. Because of this, they called the Round Table Conference, but the Congress decided to boycott the first session, which was in 1930 itself. Now, under these pressing circumstances, Lord Irwin was asked to convince Congress and to bring Congress to the Round Table Conference, at least in its second session, which was planned in 1931. And under these compelling circumstances, the Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Now that the pact was signed, Gandhiji had to agree to some of the terms of Lord Irwin, and at the same time, Lord Irwin had to agree to some of the terms put forth by Gandhiji. One of the terms that Lord Irwin agreed to was to release all the political prisoners. The political prisoners, those who are not being tried for any act of violence. Unfortunately, Bhagat Singh and his comrades, they had been arrested for the act of violence, and despite the best efforts, he and his comrades could not be released. And on the other hand, Lord Irwin also agreed that salt making will be allowed in the coastal areas. Similarly, Gandhiji agreed that all right, we will not straight away call off but suspend the civil disobedience movement, and Congress will participate in the second session of Round Table Conference, which was again to be held in London in 1931 itself. Now that Gandhiji agreed, so he was to be the sole representative of Congress at the second session. But however, the circumstances once again took a turn and Gandhiji had to stage a walkout, with which the second session failed. Then Gandhiji came back and he was once again arrested, because now the British were having an idea that this civil disobedience can turn more volatile. That is why even Lord Irwin was removed, and instead the new Governor General Lord Wellington was given the clear instructions that now there has to be no agitations in India at all. So Gandhiji was arrested. Even though the third Round Table Conference was once again called in 1932 in London, but Congress again boycotted it. With this, though the Round Table Conference failed, but the loud and clear message from India had reached Britain, and thus the Act of 1935 was passed. And remember, most of the provisions of our present day constitution are based on the same Act of 1935. So in one way, we can say that with the civil disobedience movement, with the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, with the Round Table Conference, the idea that what India desires, what India aims for, had reached Britain, and thus the Act of 1935 was passed. I hope this explanation will help you to interlink the facts of history in an easier manner. Keep watching more for such videos. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Best of luck.